Greetings, fellow guardsmen. It is I, Metatitan. Today, in celebration of me getting my first character to Blue Star Rarity and very close to Mythic, I'm going to be discussing a very essential component of Tacticus, that being resource management and when to use what type of currency/material you have. Now, there is multiple types of currency within Tacticus. Since the main strategy of this game is resource management, it is essential to know when and where to use your resources so that way you get the most out of certain characters, and that way you don't just keep throwing everything willy-nilly. To start, there are 4 primary currencies in the game, being gold, raid tickets, energy, and the premium currency Blackstone. Gold is your most common currency, being used for practically everything in the game, being from upgrading things on your characters, that either their resources or their stats, buying any extra resources you can for pretty much anything, and even just for a regular mission, and unlocking some small stuff in the game, so it's something you're gonna always want regardless of your level. Next is raid tickets. These are relatively simple because all it is a currency that allows you to replay missions without having to actually play through them completely, so it saves you a lot of time just to have a chance at getting the resources from those missions. Next, there's energy, which is the thing that just allows you to replay missions either with raids or to play them to begin with. This allows you to kind of show how many resources you can get per day, either that be character shards or any other type of currency you're trying to get. This really is where you need to focus a lot of your time to manage properly, because if you don't maximize this, you're going to be wasting a lot of your time. Lastly, there's Blackstone. Blackstone is the premium currency in this game because it is arguably the hardest to get. You can use Blackstone in a variety of ways, either by refreshing energy, buying some more rare resources, whether that be certain shards, orbs, or even in certain relics you can equip to your characters. Ideally, you don't spend this material too often because it is super hard to get, but I will go over where exactly I would use this material and how to apply it properly. So gold and raid tickets are relatively easy to manage. Just don't spend more than what you have and try to save as much as you can. But energy and Blackstone are a bit different. So with energy, you arguably want the best bang for your buck, and since replaying missions with raids, it has a chance to get the material, and it's not guaranteed. You want what will most likely get the material for the amount of energy you're spending. And to do that, you gotta play the right missions. When it comes to the campaigns, the elite campaigns will give you possibly double the amount of material per, so you're possibly getting 2 for 1, but it does cost more energy. Then the mirror campaigns have just a higher percentage chance of giving you the material with every replay than the regular campaigns give you a slightly lower chance to get the material. So arguably you want to do the elite campaigns first if you have them unlocked, then the mirror campaigns, then the regular campaigns. However, if you don't have any of those and just the regular campaigns, then you just have to do the regular campaigns. Next is Blackstone. Blackstone, I have a very unique method of using my Blackstone. I prefer not to spend it on really anything aside from energy refills. All that will allow me to do is replay missions more often and be able to farm for certain materials for my characters way more than I reasonably should. And with every single reset, there comes different energy resets that you can spend your Blackstone on. The first one is going to be a free ad. Just play an ad, get some energy. I would recommend doing that one because it's free. Then there's going to be a 25, then a 50, then a 75, then a 110, and then so on and so forth. It's going to keep getting more and more expensive. I usually do up until the 110 because I also spend a little bit of real money on this game, and that allows me to get so much extra energy to upgrade my characters with that I can immediately just catapult my progress in this game while not spending too much of my valuable income. Now, if that is too much for you, then you could always just spend up to the 50 mark, and I think that's a good way to stop. Now we are on to upgrade materials. These are a bunch of different things that will allow you to level up your characters, and also different machines of war to higher rarities and different ability levels. To start, you have common through mythic badges. You have these for all three factions, that being the Imperium, the Xenos, and Chaos. These will help you level up your abilities to make sure you can do more damage with them and also just provide more utility. Then you have your XP books from your common to mythic that provide different amounts of XP, so that way your characters can actually apply these upgrade materials and be able to get further in their leveling. Then you have Machine of War components that just allows you to upgrade specifically things for Machines of War. Forge badges, those are just simple, all that allow you to combine material of lesser rarity to combine and make ones of higher rarity if you don't have enough of the higher rarity but plenty of lower ones. Then there's orbs that allow you to fully ascend a character to a new rarity and be able to unlock even more material to make them even better than before. Then lastly, you have requisitions. Requisitions allow you to pull to kind of roulette to see if you can get even more characters and materials. And Blessed Requisitions is from a curated list that will reset occasionally of certain characters, and those will almost always, when you collect enough of them, get you one of the characters that are mentioned. Now, for requisitions, I would recommend always saving up to 10. Do not spend them individually. It is not worth it. The payoff is always going to be higher when you save up to 10. However, for blessed requisitions, it's sometimes difficult to get the rotation you want for the characters you want. So for that one, I would just recommend spending your blessed requisition specifically on a rotation that you find appealing. Next is character shards. These are pretty simple. It's just what allows your characters to individually reach higher rarity caps once you get enough orbs. If you don't have enough of them, then unfortunately your character will not be able to proceed to the next level of rarity. Next is equipment. This, in my opinion, isn't as important for players in the early game. I would honestly just take the ones that are highest stat and plop them onto the characters that are able to be equipped. For later down the line, you just want to save the higher stat pieces for your most important characters and maybe swap them out with lower ones in order to do missions. But overall, they're not as important as some of the later stuff in the game. Next, you have your upgrade material. This is the things you're actually going to be applying to your characters to make sure that their stats overall increase. These change in rarity depending on the rarity of the character you're trying to find and what they need. Usually you will use lower rarity items in order to build higher quality items for every character. Other times you'll just need to find the higher quality material in order to apply it to your character. So lastly, I want to take an honorable mention on two other types of credits that we have access to. / currency, that being guild credits and war credits. These credits have attached them to different stores used to buy very specific items to help you level up. For these, I don't have too much advice. If you're part of a guild that can defeat different bosses semi-regularly, then you have plenty of this, and if you're in a guild that participates really well in war, then you're going to have plenty of these credits as well. And the only advice I have is to save up for characters or items that you think you currently need at the moment, things that could help you out far in the future, or whether it be shards, orbs, anything like that. Just spend your materials to get things you currently need. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching. This is going to be my starter guide for resources for beginners and how to manage them properly. I didn't go into too many specifics just because this is kind of a general overview. If you would like me to go into even more specifics into the future for either specific characters or different strategies or whatnot, who to spend any resources on, then feel free to type down in the comment section down below, and feel free to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to hear more from me, and don't forget to ring that bell. It helps me a lot, and I appreciate you guys' journey with me here. Thank you so much, and pray not to succumb to the warp yourselves, my fellow guardsmen. May the Emperor's light bless you all. Good night.